Yes. This is Teacher Funke. It's a pleasure to have you live on this last section for episode 1 on social and emotional learning in the classroom. Social and emotional learning in the classroom. Okay, so thank you. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has always taken their time to come on live with me when I meet every Saturday in the month of May. And today, the last section we have in the month of May 2022. Such has been a pleasant month. Yeah, very pleasant month. Okay, but something happened during the week which was not very pleasant at all. First of all, I'd like to say a happy Children's Day to every child out there. Every child who has made the teaching profession worthwhile. Without you children, they cannot be teachers. So we are glad to have children in our classroom, children in different parts of the world, children in different places at different times. God bless you, children. Okay, during the week, oh, something, will I say terrible? Something very bad happened. Something disheartening. Yes. A school in Texas, a teenager walked in and killed 19 grade 4 pupils and a teacher, which is so disheartening. So I like that we take 1 minute silence for them, 1 minute silence for these kids and their teachers. Okay. So we do hope that God comforts the heart of their parents, their family members, and there will never be a repeat of such again in our community. So this event actually made me to that we need start thinking about the importance of social and emotional learning in the classroom. With the report, what I read, this 18 years old boy was bullied in school. That's where we have where castle competencies come in. Okay, we have children still bullying one another. It shows that we still have a lot of work to do when it comes to spreading social and emotional learning in the classroom. So we still need to continue on the campaign on antisocial, anti-bullying in the classroom. We need to continue on our work where we ask kids not to bully others, to respect themselves, and also to practice empathy. And also we have responsible decision making. You're going to agree with me that all of these 5 competencies we've been studying in the past 4 weeks is really very effective. So let's this, for example, if that child has thought about it very well, okay, claim the lives of other people. If that child has sat and think about this very well, I'm not sure that child is going to have like the mindset to go ahead and kill other people. So I won't just go straight to the point. I will just jump to my conclusion. A lot of things might have gone into helping that boy become what he is at the moment, to the extent of getting of buying guns and then killing people. So that's tell you another we have a lot of work to do. We should not stop teaching these children how to be kind, how to show empathy, how to build healthy relationships with themselves and other people around us. Okay, so probably you're just joining us for the first time. I'd like to do a recap on what we've been doing so far on this platform. So every Saturday the month of May, I'll be coming online here to discuss social and emotional learning in the classroom. And then our major and our concerners will be using CASEL, that's Collaborative for Academic, Social and Emotional Learning. That has been our major policy. That's what we've been using since the beginning of this section. We'll be using the guidelines from CASEL, and they were told about the 5 competencies, okay, ranging from self-awareness, that's the act of recognizing yourself, your attitude, your emotions, your feeling, and then we looked at social awareness, which has to do with empathy, perspective taking, okay, and then we studied on self-management, the ability to manage one or to control one's emotions, one beliefs, one thought, self-management. And we looked at relationship skills, how the learners in our classroom can have healthy connection, how to build healthy relationship, not just healthy one, supportive relationship with people around them. And the last one was responsible decision making. So whenever they come across a decision, whenever there is a time for them to make decision, what do? Do they just keep quiet? Do they just agree to what their friends or whoever it is saying, or they just jump into conclusion and just make any decision on their own? So you're going to agree with now these 5 competencies goes a long way to have both academic and life success. So the major reason why we talk about social and emotional learning is for our children, for the learners, student pupils to become a total individual, a complete individual, not just having academic success and then in their attitude it's 0. So we need to have a balance. We need to create a balance in the educational system. So creating a balance has to do with their academics, their social life, and also their emotion. A child who is emotionally disturbed, a child who is having emotional trauma would not learn in the classroom. So aside the fact that that child won't learn, that child is going to disturb or distract other people from learning. So what then can we do as teachers? How then can we inculcate social and emotional learning in our classroom? Okay, I'm going to be sharing a personal story on how I've been able to use social and emotional learning in my classroom. So I'm going to share a blog post, yes, one of my blog posts on how social and emotional learning assisted me, okay, to have, that's the learners in my classroom, they were able to, how I was able to use social and emotional learning to improve their grades. Okay, I'm going to be just sharing the link right now, so you can always go ahead and read. So I will share the most current one. Yes, I teach grade 4. So I have a child in my class who is, let me say, is having learning behaviors. He's having learning behaviors. So he's not always happy when it comes to school. At any slight opportunity, he could just kind of step on his classmate, could just shout at them, things like that. So we had to dig deep. What's wrong? What's happening? Rather, don't forget, we should no longer ask what's wrong or what happened. So we had to dig deeper into this boy. What's happening to him? Why is he behaving this way? Okay. So we were able to discover what the challenge was, and then as a teacher, what did I do to help this boy? So I introduced kindness in the classroom. I introduced an activity in the classroom. So if you're able to share to show kindness to people in a week, we had a kindness bingo. Yes, that was where we started from. We had kindness bingo. We had a list of around 20 random acts of kindness. So if you're able to show that, if you have the highest number, any child the highest number of kindness, as able to show kindness to people around that child as a gift. Aside that, every week if you're able to show kindness to at least 5 people, then you have a gift from me. Yes, I just give the lollipop, the love lollipop. So to this boy, everyone loves lollipop. Kids loves lollipop. So since he wants to earn teacher Funke's lollipop, he had no other option than to show kindness to people around him. On a normal day, even his classmates, whenever they asked him for something, like to borrow them their pencil, okay, to just give them their his pencil, he doesn't like to share his things. But bringing this issue up, bringing this challenge up in the classroom, before I knew, they told me, Zakpan, let's say his name is Junior. You won't believe that Junior shared his pencil with me today. Zakpan, Junior actually spoke with me today. In normally he won't speak with anybody in the classroom, and then doesn't share his things with other people. So just bringing this activity into my classroom, we had kindness bingo. I had just award for anybody who shows kindness at least 5. That means every day you must show one act of kindness to people around you. And also at the time where I had them to like go home, not just the classroom alone, outside the classroom. Okay, whenever they do anything that is kind, they make a record and then they show it to me. So then I also awarded some little gifts to these children. That's where it starts from. As teachers, we need to model kindness. We need to model empathy. When it comes to emotions, we need to tell them that we are also emotionally stable. Okay, when they see that we teachers, we flare or we get angry at any slightest opportunity, they are also picking something from that. So teachers is the new to model. Don't forget I started this section by talking about modeling. That if we want kids that are responsible, then we need adults that are responsible. If we need children that are kind, then adults who needs to be kind. If we need children that have empathy, then we need to have adults who are ready to show empathy to others. So these kids are learning from adults. We can't just fold our hands and expect them, okay, to behave in an angelic form. No, we need to model the right attitudes to them. Okay, so I have the link posted to read my blog post on how I was able to improve my children's academic performance just by taking them through kindness activity. Now that's not all. I belong to an international organization that allows teachers to connect with other teachers or other classrooms from different parts of the world. Okay, and that's Empatico. Empatico is a connection-based learning platform that allows different classrooms to connect from different parts of the world. All you need to do is just to sign up on their platform. So I'm going to be sharing that link straight away. And then on Empatico, going to that website, they have so many activities that you can practice. Okay, activities that you can bring into your classroom to help your kids to become a better individual. So even right on a particular platform, there's so many things, so many things that classrooms can learn. Okay, so Empatico allows partners from different parts of the world to connect and then empower the teachers and students to explore the world through experiences that spark curiosity, kindness, and empathy. Not just that, we combine live video section with Activities are designed to foster meaningful connections among student ages 5 to 14. So let me share the website. I would advise that you, yes, advise that you hurry now, okay, and then join Empathical Teachers. Join Empathical. You're going to love it so much. Empathical when it comes to spreading kindness, empathy in the classroom, and that you want to make connections with different classrooms from different parts of the world. Empathical is the right platform for that. Okay. So another tool I would like to introduce tonight is Reflect. Reflect. Reflect is a check-in app, okay, that supports educators in building a classroom environment that recognizes the whole student. So it supports students in identifying and navigating their emotions by providing regular opportunities to share and to be heard. So if you know, you can Reflect is an app, okay, a check-in app on Microsoft Teams. So using Reflect helps you and the learners to using Reflect is going to help the learners to share their emotions. It could be on a daily basis. They could use this on a day-to-day activities. They could use it even in the classroom. Probably before you start a lesson, you want to know what the children's emotions are for that day. So just ask them to log in the Microsoft Teams account, and everyone shares their emotion. So right there, you're able to dictate a child who needs help on that day, a child who is happy, a child who needs more help with the teacher, who needs more help when it comes to the child's emotion. Okay, that's Reflect has a lot to do with that. Another one I'd like to share is Pinterest. Pinterest, such a lovely platform also. So that's there are a lot of activities on Pinterest. So many other people, so many other fantastic educators, they've done activities relating to SEL in their classroom. So you can just go to Pinterest and then pick any activity of your choice that you can use in your classroom, okay, to introduce social and emotional learning to your learners. Okay, so here's Empathical, a very wonderful platform for educators to make connections. It builds collaboration skills, it builds communication skills, it helps to build perspective taking and also responsible decision making. Even in Empathical, it helps the children also to be aware of themselves. They get to discover that although they get to discover that, right, even though they're in a different country aside that of their partner classroom, they also share similarities and they share differences. Empathical has helped my kids a whole lot to broaden their knowledge and also to help them to become a more kind individual. Okay, so lastly tonight I want to talk about, I was talking about classroom activities. We have kindness bingos. Just search for social and emotional learning activities on Pinterest. Even you could search for that online. Okay, so how can we introduce social and emotional learning in a classroom? As a teacher, in my own country here in Nigeria, we don't have it as a subject, okay? But in some subject, we have it infused in some of our subjects. We have it infused in some of the subjects. But as a teacher, I had to go extra mile, okay, to bring social and emotional learning in my classroom. So some time ago, I do have morning meetings with my learners. Call it morning meetings. I think I also had a council meetings. It could be a council meeting, it could be morning meeting, it could be family meeting as a classroom. What do? We do pre-practice what any activity on social and emotional learning. Okay, we have it be like say it's Monday, just Friendship Friday, fun Friday. Just do things that will make these children come out of their shells, things that will make them to as in to relate more with the teacher, to express themselves. So when we do this morning meeting, this student council meetings, most time I'm able to get the children to relate to me. I'm able to get them to share their points, some things that they could not tell others, are able to share those things with me. Aside that, as teachers, we need to be very close with the learners in our classroom. Remember the time I told my learners that I'm their school mother, they are aware of that, and then they can share their secret with me. I made them to realize that I'm a teacher, okay, I'm just a friend, and we are together. Although in my classroom, I build an environment whereby there is no teacher, we are all pupils and teachers at the same time. They are aware of that. So, bringing that on board, I made them to realize that they can always rely on me, they can always trust in me. And whenever they tell me something confidential, I make sure I don't allow it go out of the classroom or to tell anybody. So we need to build that trust. We need to make our children okay to trust us even with things that are personal to them. That's the only way we can help them if we have a friendly or conducive environment. Okay. So another way is that we can have social and emotional learning as part of the school culture. I believe most schools have their culture, they have their belief, they have their attitude, they have their perceptions. So it could be part of this culture. Like the school where I work in, we have it as a part of the school culture. Zero tolerance to bullying, okay? Zero tolerance to body shaming, zero tolerance to verbal abuse. We have it posted almost everywhere in the school compound, and every day they recite this creed on the assembly. So this can be part of your school culture, and also it could be part of a co-curricular activity. We just set up a day like a social and emotional learning day, kindness day, empathy day. Just bring it up as a co-curricular activity. We have a club, okay, the social and emotional learning club in your school. It could be outside the school activity. And also introduce SAL by reading books to the children. Okay, during your morning meetings, you could read a book on citizenship, a book on kindness, and the like. So we can have that also done. There are several ways. And another thing is role modeling. I've spoken on that. Role model, you write attitude to your learners, and also having different kind of coping strategies. So social emotional learning is applicable to younger generation, to those even in nursery, to preschoolers, okay? And whatever a child is losing is a mind, or let's say a child is already um needs help, okay? Social emotional learning is also there to help the child, probably to okay, we need the child is having issues, social and emotional and can be used, okay, to correct that behavior in those kids. So lastly, what are the benefits of social and emotional learning? Number one, it helps to have better academic performance. It helps to have better academic performance. Yes, my classroom, I have a child who was scoring, my school pass mark is 70%, and I used to have a child scoring below 70. But when I introduce some of these activities, the child now have a classroom where he knows that he's welcomed in the classroom, and the child moved from below 70 to above 70. It helps to improve attitudes and behaviors. Like I said earlier, this child won't talk to anybody, won't share his item, but now he does that, he's being kind to everyone. And also, it helps to have fewer negative behaviors. There will be a decreased disruptive class behavior, including non-compliance or aggression. There will be a decrease in that. Then also it helps to reduce emotional distress. There will be fewer reports of student depression, anxiety, stress, and even social withdrawal. So all these are essential. All these things are very important. We need them as a school, we need them as a community, and even as a family. So social emotional learning is encompassing. It's very, very encompassing. Yes, and it's something that we need to do. Okay, I think I'll need to draw the curtain here, but this won't be the very last episode. This is just an eye-opening section introducing social and emotional learning to re-educators. It's very, very, as in, it's needed in the classroom. We have high rate of depression. We have high rate of suicide in the classroom among younger generation. So personally, I believe that when we practice this, when we introduce social and emotional in our class, it's going to go a long way to help these children. It's going to go a long way to have what children that succeed academically and then also succeed in life. Don't forget, researchers came up with the three intelligences. Okay, we have the academic intelligence, emotional intelligence, and we have the intelligent quotient. So it's very, very important not just to be academically what intelligent, but you need to be intelligent emotionally, even to be a better person at your workplace, to succeed in your workplace in this age. You need to have what, to be emotionally intelligent. So we don't have to start when the children resume in a workplace, okay, but when we start in our classroom, when we introduce this in our classroom, even to these young ones, it goes a long way to helping them becoming a better and great individual. Thank you so much for watching this last section on the first episode on social and emotional learning in the classroom. Don't forget to try all these tips, okay? You can try one day at a time. Is that taking? But it's very, very important. Our advice to sign up on Empathical. Join Empathical Teachers community even on Facebook. It's very, very necessary now to get more updates on things you can do. Yes, I won't end without sharing another website with you. That's a CASEL. Yes, CASEL website is necessary. Yes, yes, yes. So you can go to casel.org, okay, and learn everything, other things you need to learn about social and emotional learning. So lastly, as I draw the curtain, I'm going to be sharing a Kahoot with you. Yes, that a Kahoot by Empathical on kind versus unkind words. Yes, you can play it as a teacher. You can also play it with your learners in the classroom. Thanks so much for having me here. And thank you for watching and listening. Okay, so if you're seeing this on YouTube, I would love that you subscribe. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Till I come your way another time. My name is Teacher Funke, and I strongly support social and emotional learning. I strongly support showing kindness and empathy in the classroom. Okay, where we have more people showing kindness and empathy, the world is going to become a better place to live in. Don't forget, empathy means walking in another person's shoes. Okay, always think about it. This is my action. If I do this, what impact is it going to have on my friend or on people around me? Thank you so much once again for watching. Till I come your way another time, you can watch the previous section in my YouTube channel. Just subscribe and hit the notification button. See you soon. Bye.